So, was it Gloria Steinem and her magazine, and she ghost wrote Angela Davis's book, Black Macho. I believe it was Angela Davis's book. But she's the one who actually ghost wrote Black Macho, is what the rumor has always been. CIA helped Gloria Steinem really get feminism into the mainstream and off the ground. The CIA really has completely its own things it wants to do, but it's fundamentally modernist. It has this tendency to enjoy collectivization along the lines of kind of national identity and corporatism. So they really are kind of they're intrinsically fascist in a lot of ways in that regard. But one of the most important things is, at this stage, the CIA is now now we know they're pretty much who's behind, the junta in Ukraine, getting neo-Nazis running Ukraine, our support for that. The CIA obviously is working in tandem with Soros and his foundations. So that if somebody doesn't do our bidding, George Soros, the foreign exchange guy, suddenly your currency isn't valuable. CIA also helped try to sell COVID-19 and the vaccines. It's looking like that's something that goes back before there was any announcement of, in China, and back in that one time in November, of some kind of illness going around in China. Nobody was paying attention because of the killing of Soleimani. And so now we really have, the CIA obviously is doing nothing about something like Antifa, or even reports on BLM laundering money from the very beginning in their association with fundamentally anti-American socialist organizations. That was quashed. That got buried, as a good bunch of you know. Tactical Rabbit had a great report on how BLM were actually a bunch of, it was a front for a much larger socialist organization. And and so we're starting to really kind of get this idea. And then that which obviously the CIA is trying to defend by using mass media, and the mass media it controls with its embedded reporters. So it's now one of these things of, I kind of enjoy this idea that the right wants to fight the secret police, and that the left are now openly, they wouldn't have a movement without the secret police. They wouldn't have a cause. They wouldn't know what to cheer for. They're getting their marching orders via their favorite news reporters from fundamentally the Pentagon. And it's great because, they're phonies, just like how I'm always saying, Hassan is obviously a phony, a buster and a phony, and just like some foreigner rich kid, who was handed the opportunity he has to get famous. And so now, but without the CIA, the left doesn't have a left. They don't have ideas. They don't have they don't have any subject really that they could push and then bully people with. And it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun seeing them get played, totally play themselves out. That by the end of it all, they've had to go along with the literal white patriarchal white man, Whitey Whiterson. Just the whitest of white men, they literally are they are on the side of the man, what the man is telling them what to do. And that they think no, I went to college, I think independently, I'm doing all of the things that I'm supposed to do to make money in super mega corporate mega white supremacy America. But I'm a revolutionary because I tell black people that you being into Jesus makes you a race traitor. But I'm down with the homies because I have a Tupac T-shirt. My dad used to listen to Tupac before my mom left him because he was a patriarchal bad man. I'm also kind of giggling because there's this now it's the Joker laugh, you know, that to know more. The more I think about it, the more I think about that shoe on head video and the reactions from all these women of, ha ha, you're lonely, fuck you. And there's this part of me, like, I am so glad that in a way that finally, like, okay, remember how when you got all that 90s R&B and there would be these white women who were into 90s R&B and that, like, the way that they start, like the way they start singing along with it and everything, and that you're just sitting there like, oh my God, this is so cringe, like this silly white girl singing like this hopeless loser music of, black women, like, yeah, this almost talentless shit, because they're never singing, it's never Aretha. it's never Lynn Collins, ever. They are never singing Lynn Collins, and so it's never Barbara and the Browns. It's very rarely Wendy Renee, it's never the greats, it's always, Beyonce or Destiny's Child, I guess would be, or Mary J. Blige, or some other just where you're like, this is like children's music. Like, that's the thing. R&B, 90s and 2000s R&B, it's just children's music. It's music for people with child minds. So I just think it's funny now to see how now they're at full Bantu reject thinking. Oh, we could just be cruel to our men, and it will be fine. I love, they still aren't, they're not, they really don't understand, like, the word crime. Like, they're not getting this. It's like, are you not understanding this is how black women treat their men? This is what the marriage rates are. So you're trying to get there, white girls. Are you not aware of how black men are pretty much the greatest threat to black women? Criminal black men, not normal black men, not the scrubs. Scrub don't get no love from me. No, it's the guys who are chilling in some random parking lot outside of the club, and they decide that they want to, I don't know, bust some caps up in y'all. And nobody wants to deal with this. Like, do you not understand when you have a group of men they just have no stake in the future of their community, and nobody gives a shit? Like, nobody gives a shit. If you're not helping black girls, black women, and black trannies, no, black men, what, the black men, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, okay, duck and cover, motherfuckers. Get used to. Was it like like old dirty bastard said? Protect yourself. Protect yourself with a shield. It's I bring the truth to the youth. I say, hey, youth, here's the truth. You better start wearing bulletproof. And it's like, and people don't get this. Like, it's like, how are you all, like, what world are you all in? But then I'm just sitting back and I'm just like, no. That's the point. You're saying it again. That word. World. The world. The world is ruled by the devil. That's it. And there's no way back. And it's only if we reflect the glory of the Most High and show that in the world. Goodness, charity, dignity, fortitude, strength, faith, hope, love. But hoes don't care about that shit.